Hey coach, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the previous videos about the Inclusion Spectrum Framework developed by Ken Black and Pamela Stevenson. Ken, founding director of the Inclusion Club, has been so kind to help us develop the content of these videos. Thank you very much, Ken. In the first video, we saw that the framework contains 5 different types of activity to help create and deliver inclusive sport sessions. Let's remind ourselves what they were. The first one, open activities. Second, modified activities. Third, parallel activities. Fourth, separate activities. And finally, fifth, disability sport activities. When we talked about modified activities, we introduced the simple adaptation tool that can aid modification in any part of the spectrum. The STEP model is a very simple tool, and I guarantee you, if you haven't seen it before, it will have a before and after effect on your coaching. The acronym STEP represents elements of activities that we can modify to help make activities more inclusive. S is for space, T is for task, E is for equipment, and then P is for people. Variations of each of these elements will make activities easier or harder, thus allowing the coach to fine-tune the activities, making sure that it's pitched at the right level for all participants so that they can enjoy and improve in equal measure. Let's cover them one by one. Space. Space can be modified in many ways. For example, by increasing or decreasing the playing area depending on the mobility of the participants, or by varying the distance between targets. T, task. Task can be varied in many ways. For example, by trying different ways to perform the same task, such as throwing a ball underarm, overarm, or with both hands, or breaking down the skill into smaller component parts. E then is for equipment. Equipment can be modified in a multitude of ways. For example, by using different size balls and allowing participants to use the ball that best suits them, or sound assistant balls for players who have difficulty tracking the movement of a ball. And finally, people. People can be organised in different ways to support inclusive practice. For example, match players of similar abilities in small-sided or close marking activities. Or balance team games by playing teams of unequal players, where a few players with higher abilities can play against a bigger team still developing their abilities. What do you think? Hopefully it will be useful. Now, the beauty of STEP is that in addition to being used to promote inclusion, it can also be used in your regular coaching sessions. It can serve the purpose of modifying or conditioning activities and games to exaggerate certain situations or encourage participants to perform certain technical skills or to find tactical solutions to particular problems. For instance, imagine a typical game of roundo in football, where a team of players is passing the ball whilst the other team of players is trying to take the ball off them. For instance, by changing the space, making it smaller, you would force the players to improve the quickness of their decision making and the accuracy of their passing and receiving, because the margin of error would be much smaller. In terms of task, by allowing the team in possession to move between spots, you encourage them to get a better understanding of space and timing. As for equipment, by making the ball smaller or harder, you would encourage better ball control. And finally, by giving the defensive team more players, you would be promoting quickness and accuracy in the offensive team. What do you think, coach? A useful tool indeed. That was the STEP model, part of the Inclusion Spectrum Framework. These tools will help you create and deliver inclusive activities where all participants can thrive. Remember, the principles are not restricted to assisting the inclusion of young people who have special needs or a disability, but can be used to improve opportunities for all participants at their appropriate level. Thank you for watching. Now you can move on to the summary video and then on to the quiz. Best of luck with everything, coach. Keep calm and coach on.